you. Yes, you. This is Usayome Sale from Ways Prime Time. Now, we appreciate your continued support for watching our content, following us across all our social media. But we've noticed, for those of you watching us on YouTube, 88.5% of you who watch our content aren't subscribed to our channel. Why? Now, if you are enjoying our content, you enjoy our shows, and you want to stay updated on all things Ways, it's time to hit that subscribe button below. Now, subscribing isn't just for you. It's for the growth of our channel. It helps us get bigger and better. With your support, we can continue to bring even more intriguing and exciting content. How about you subscribing right now and being a part of our community?
They say the youth of today are the leaders of tomorrow, but every generation seems to question if the next one is ready for that role. But is the doubt justified or just history repeating itself? Good morning and welcome to Ways Breakfast, hashtag what are you saying? And we're thrilled to start the day with you, our valued viewers. On this vibrant, youthful platform, we tackle the conversations that matter most. Of course, I will be your anchor for today. My name is Oluchi Omenka and I'm excited to be here with my talented Lady Vibe. Hi, girl.
Hey, baby. Good morning.
Baby,
how are you?
I did not know we have a new. I thought it's bestie.
Oh, yeah, sorry.
From
yeah,
bestie to baby. Okay, I'll manage it for today.
Okay, you don't like the word baby. Is there anything wrong with it?
Maybe
I feel like the
because-
way I'm saying it should be very enticing and sweet.
There are some endearing words I don't like people to use,
Really?
like baby. I can pass for dear, but that baby it makes me cringe sometimes, you know. Maybe because I've heard some people use it in a very annoying way. Like they don't deserve to use it. And they're like, baby, up and down there. So, but it's fine. For you, I will let it slip. So how are you doing today?
I'm good. I'm gorgeous.
I can see that
How are
you're
you?
gorgeous. I'm good as well. Can't you see?
Come on now.
I'm feeling very fly and confident.
I mean, you're
and-
looking beautiful. So
Oh, thank you. I didn't know that.
You're supposed to know that. Now, you're a beautiful
Now,
girl. Come on.
I'm back with another comeback.
Hey,
You know that
Lord
yesterday,
God Almighty.
you wanted to prove high and mighty
Oh, yeah, bring it on.
and show me that you are the riddle queen, Abi.
Bring it on. Let's
So
see now.
today, let us see if you can maintain that trophy. Are you ready?
God in heaven.
You know me, I can't give up.
I trust the Lion of the tribe of Judah.
Let's see how he'll help you. So this is my riddle for you today.
Okay.
It says, I can be cracked, made, told, and played. What am I?
This one is a lot now. Only one thing.
Yes.
Cracked, played.
Oh, I thought you were the master at it.
Wait, let's go again.
I can be cracked, made, told, and played. What am I?
Cracked.
Give up, give up, give up.
No, I won't give up. I'm
Funny
sorry.
friend.
Is it not funny? It's not the times of what's this man's name?
Who wants to be a millionaire?
Exactly. All right, so I can be cracked, made.
You
told.
don't know it, Auntie. It's okay not to know something.
I feel like few things are coming to my head, but again, I'm looking at the words.
Tell me your options.
So when you say I can be cracked, made, it's making it sound like probably like a game, and I'm thinking, you know, Scrabble or something, right? But the toad, that's like a different thing entirely.
Time up, time up, time up. You know that red button they will press? Boom, my buzzer has gone off.
Okay,
The
so what's the answer?
is joke. And so we have drawn 1-1 today. So I'm so happy that I beat you to it.
No, you did not beat me. I'm so sorry.
I'm the game master. So if you fail at
How
my riddle,
now?
I have
am
already
very
beat you
sure.
to it.
Okay. No,
Yes,
I think I
accept
should be, you should be ready for me then, because my own comeback is going to be now.
All right, our valued viewers, today is about to be a packed show as we'll be discussing something very critical and important in our modern society today. But before that, we'd love to take a moment to reflect on the significant event that has shaped our world. And today we'll also be highlighting two fascinating milestones which will be displayed shortly. So please be on standby. We'll be right back.
Tell us you're a Nigerian without saying a word. Energy security is one of the most pressing issues for many developing countries like Nigeria. And if there's going to be any meaningful progress, addressing our energy issues is non-negotiable.
I need to see light for my house. Make them do something.
Band A is expensive. I literally have to turn off all my appliances just to reduce costs.
We need light.
Introducing the Energy Outlook, your go-to show for everything energy. Every week, we'll bring you the latest insights, innovation, and in-depth analysis of Nigeria energy sector. From policy discussions to regulatory insights, we'll analyze the key decisions influencing growth and sustainability in the energy sector. We'll bring you the human stories behind the headlines, giving you a personal perspective on the broader energy challenges. Join me every Friday at 6 p.m. for the Energy Outlook, your guide to the future of energy, where energy means business.
Welcome back and thank you for sticking with us. What are your thoughts on these historical milestones? I'd love to hear your insights and perspective. Remember, you are the main ingredient in all of our conversation. Always like to hear from you. Our phone lines are open. Please call us on 070-2500-7749 or 070-1424-2420. And if you're yet to subscribe to our YouTube channel, head on now to Official Upgrade TV. Click the subscribe button, like, share the link, tune in to channel 145 on your Go TV, and don't miss this for anything. All right, now let's get into what's making headlines today, and we'll be scanning the pages of top papers like The Punch, The Guardian, and of course the International paper. As always, I'll be starting with God's Beauty. What do you have for us?
Straight into the Guardian newspaper. Let me guide you through what's going on. All right, start by the top left. I can see here, I tried to cut out single-use plastics and it almost broke me. Top right, Chelsea star Sam Kerr cleared of racial harassment. Main headline, that's by the center. We have Zelensky, Europe cannot protect Ukraine without Trump's support. Then bottom left, we have release hostages or war resumed. So that's by Netanyahu. Then bottom right, Met Chief Fury as court blocks officers second. All right, so the one I want to quickly speak on is something that, I mean, honestly speaking, before now, it used to be like a good news, but right now I don't know what's going on. And it says release hostages or war resumes, and that's by Netanyahu. The Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin has warned that if Hamas does not release the remaining hostages, Israel will resume its military operations, effectively ending the current ceasefire. The ceasefire has provided temporary relief in the ongoing Israel-Gaza conflict. If it collapses, renewed fighting could escalate tension, lead to more casualties, and further destabilize the region. The situation is also linked to United States political dynamics, as former President Donald Trump has stated he would cancel the ceasefire if hostages are not freed. So honestly speaking, I was thinking this, I mean, before now, last week, the week before, we are talking about the fact that, you know, there's negotiation now, and negotiation is going on, and the fact that there's calmness, you know, there's no fights, nothing, the war is, I mean, more like ceasefire, and everybody's just on their own, and I was really appreciative of that. Now, why is the fact that the Gaza or the Gaza people now don't want to listen, like, I mean, if you know you still have like the Israeli hostages, or like if you still have any citizen from Israel, I think you should just send them back to their, you know, back to their country. Why are you holding them hostage? So that's actually what made this. That's what made the Prime Minister of Israel, that's Benjamin Netanyahu, has coming out to say that, okay, if you guys are not ready to, you know, release all the hostages, we'll resume this war again. So I really don't know why, you know, Gaza, everybody there don't want to listen. Even when Trump is also coming with his own tactics. You remember what Trump is now when he's saying that, oh, he wants to reconstruct that place and they should be under United States. I think they should just, you know, I mean, the solution right now, in order for war not to come out again for the whole ceasefire to just remain the way it is. It's for them to just, if they have any Israeli with them, they should just send them back to their country so it can be peaceful. Because if they start this war again, I'm very sure that's where the policy from Trump will be implemented. And there's nothing anybody would do at that time. Yeah.
Quite a very sad one. And the Nigerian papers are not any better. Yesterday on Twitter...
Is there any time it is better? I'm so
there are
sorry.
sometimes you can see, fragments of good news here and there.
Fragment of good news.
The one here has been screaming at our faces. I remember Twitter yesterday, one of the things trending was the whole telecom stuff.
Yeah.
And somebody was saying, I'm leaving, like she went to serve, so she just got back to Lagos, the 3 weeks camp. She said, I'm leaving Abia State to come to Lagos to see this whole MTN stuff, like Nigeria, what's really going on? And that's where I would start on the Punch. The major headline reads, Teleco's tariff hike. Reps demand reversal as new pricing begins. Lawmakers demand improvement in telecom services. MTN and others raise data tariff. INEC strategies to tackle vote buying during Anambra governorship poll. Senate grills IG over 1,704. Okay, I missed that. 1,700. I missed that, sorry. Let me move to the next story. It says, tension as police occupy Osun local government secretariat over chairman's tenure. Makinde APC trade words over UCH power crisis. And above that, it says, PDP crisis. Wike allies sack BOT chair Sean Ikimi panel. So, of course, the one that will really catch my attention is the whole Teleco's tariff hike. And it seemed like yesterday, the network providers that are at the forefront of implementing this, as have been threatened from January, they said they were going to implement it in February, is MTN. And yesterday, we saw a lot of tweets. People are already getting agitated. Someone was like, oh, I should have just gotten all my data since and just get a whole number. Someone was even making light of it on her status and said that now that you know that the cost of data and airtime has gone up, please ensure that don't tell me to send. This one was so funny. He said, don't tell me to send the video that you have seen on my status. Go and download it yourself. And also, don't be releasing rubbish, horrible music now. Let our data be used judiciously because it is now it's now a whole lot to get. But let me give you how the figure is actually working, and this will surprise you. Remember I said that MTN are at the forefront of it. Other networks like Airtel, Glow, and other networks, they are still in the books trying to come up with it. So these are the numbers to look out for. The tariff adjustment primarily affects MTN data plans. For example, the 1.5 gig monthly plan, previously priced at 1,000, has now been replaced with a 1.8 gig plan costing 1,500. How do you see that? It says similarly, the 15 gig plan has increased from 4,500 to 6,500, while the 20 gig plan now costs 7,500, up from 5,500. And larger data bundles have seen even steeper hikes, with the 1.5 terabyte 90-day plan increasing from 150,000 naira to 240,000 naira, and the 600 gig 90-day plan rising from 75,000 naira to 120,000 naira. And they also mentioned that it's not all of the plans that are going to have that 50% hike. Some of the data plans are still left like that. I'm hoping they should not touch our 2.5 gig. It has been saving lives since 2005. Please do not touch it. But that's all I have for the Punch newspaper. Let me quickly take you through the Guardian before we wrap this segment up. The major headline reads, ATM withdrawal fee. CBN bets on breaking POS monopoly, improving bank cash operations. NWC kicks as Abia PDP suspends Wabara for endorsing Oti's re-election. 67% of Nigerian prize secondary school aids exam malpractices. Police face Senate scrutiny over 3,907 missing assault rifles. Below that, we see 2027. El-Rufai warns of APC implosion as Ganduje and Bwala others differ. Valentine's Day, NACA urges Nigerians to shun risky behavior. Federal government mandates use of NIN for social services and interventions. 300 die in tanker fire in 4 months, says federal government. New tariff regime begins as telecos implement 50% hike on calls and data. I think this one first is for the laughs. The fact that Nigerians are warned and shunned against risky behavior. I mean, Valentine is on Friday, so just by design, actually, avoid risky behavior. there's something with, celebration and festive season,
Yeah.
is that some people actually let their guard down.
Down.
They feel like maybe laws do not apply on the
those
day
days.
when I'm extremely happy. Someone has mentioned to me one time that when you're extremely happy, when you're extremely sad, are the best times not to do anything.
Yeah.
Because your emotions are overboard and you
yeah.
can make mistake with them. So I know Valentine is all about love, you have plans and all. As much as you should enjoy yourself, celebrate loved ones, and ensure not to engage in risky behavior if you understand what we are talking about.
And try not to carry money bouquet because I'm going to call the ESCC on you.
Excuse me? Why would you do that?
Don't mind me. It's something I thought. I said, I don't know, for every time I like to remember that,
Yeah.
it just makes me laugh a
I
lot.
saw one again that said that, see, this Valentine period at your workplaces, if they are bringing
Exactly, I saw
you
that
different
too.
chocolate and all, just collect it and sit on your table.
Don't make noise
come
about
and pressure us with it. Look at you that you're talking. How many parents are you expecting on Friday?
Hey, Panarake.
don't
Everybody's on a low. We are doing Hallelujah Challenge. Leave us
Hallelujah
alone.
challenge. But is it extending till Friday?
Just now.
Oh,
I think
that's
it's
good.
28 days or so.
That's interesting. All right, that's all the story we have for The Guardian and The Punch newspaper. Quite some interesting one. I had to end on that light note because a lot happens in our country, but you must not let it get into you, right? We'll take this short break, and our topic for today is centered on the evolution of workplace values, Gen Z's impact on character, culture, and leadership. And we don't have a guest for today's show. We have Gen Z anchors on the show. So you can imagine how our perspective would be. So we'd like to hear your own thoughts and opinion concerning this particular issue. We'll be right back after this short break. Welcome back, our dearest viewers. So today we're discussing the evolution of workplace values, Gen Z's impact on character, culture, and leadership. So Gen Z and the workplace, it's been drama after drama. Every week there's a new story of someone getting fired for calling their boss bro, refusing to work beyond office hours, or exposing company secrets on TikTok. But hold on, are we the problem? Or is the workplace just not keeping up with the times? Are we lazy and entitled? Or are we setting healthier work boundaries? Today, we're unpacking how Gen Z is shaking up the workplace, character-wise, culture-wise, and leadership-wise. And because we're also Gen Z, even though I do not like to associate with that, but for today, let's be honest with ourselves. Are we doing too much? Or are we onto something else? And I'm here with my co-anchor, Godswill. So let me read the background to this information that we are onto now. So there's this link that we saw yesterday. It says companies are firing Gen Z graduates months after hiring them, citing unprofessional behavior, showing up late, and laziness, studies show. So back to our conversation, God's beauty. Back to our conversation, God's beauty. Do you think that Gen Zs are really that bad as, the world paints them to be?
I don't think we are. I think we are actually even the best.
Now, in the context of
generation.
the work setting,
No,
remember
we
that
are not.
introduction I gave that says, I mean, in some workplaces today, you hear some Gen Z calling their
Yeah.
bosses bro. There's just this lightness and loquaciousness, as people can put it. That's conservative nature is really not what you classify Gen Zs with. So we're seeing the trend happening, and now we're hearing, some studies showing that some of them are being fired because of their unruly behavior at work. So what do you think really is the problem?
I think first off, so let me take it from this part, right?
Please go ahead.
You should understand first off that, the Gen Z generation, we came into that time where technology also came in. So it was more like most of the things that we do, the kind of, it's literally like a Gen Z, you always clamor on, let's do, a habit structure. Why we always come into the office every day? So I feel like those things that you hear, like the older generation complain about, are things that, to me, really is something that can be worked on. You should also understand that one of the reasons why there's always a clash when at the same job we're doing is something that we can literally do, at home and do it well, and we get the work done, and everybody keeps it moving. Check out what I'm saying. So there's always this, staticness, if I'm allowed to say that. If that's when it. They have an issue with flexibility. They have an issue with setting boundaries. Honestly, it's the older generation, in job setting now, that you would see this word that they use every time. What do they call it? Multitask. Can you multitask? Can you work under pressure and all of this thing? But, in reality...
Tell me how a Gen Z will respond to that. Like the real Gen Zs, not the ones that are camouflaging.
If you can pay me for multitasking, why not? No, let's be for real,
No,
because that's literally like...
It's giving pressure, it's giving toxicity here.
Especially where you cannot even pay for it. Because, almost every time, I've been to, like, I've gone for interviews, and I've had people that have gone for interviews where, like, during the whole, they getting to know you, right?
True.
You now hear things like, can you work under pressure?
Why
Baby,
do
can
people
you,
always ask that question?
I don't know, but...
Can you work on that pressure?
Well, I think they're asking you so that there won't be an excuse when probably you're brought in to be like a content manager, for example.
And then there's a workload waiting for you.
Not even workload. And they now see that you have other things that you can do, and they now want to add. They will now remind you said you can work under pressure. You said you can multitask.
That reminds me of a particular quote I saw somewhere. And so it's a video. The person had this light bulb idea for the organization, something that would take them to the next level. But as he was about to now say it, raise his hand and put his contribution out there, he immediately remembered that if I say this, I'll be the one that will spearhead this. And he dropped his hands down. I'm like, really?
That's what happens a lot.
Culture, attitude needs to really be evaluated, because why should you not be interested in the growth of your organization? You are more concerned with not having more workload, probably because you see that incentives and, some extras might not come from it. But you see, based on the whole firing, if Gen Zs are more fired, I want to take this different standpoint. I think apart from firing, we see more Gen Z statistically now. We see that many of them are not, they don't find themselves in stable jobs for too long.
Should I tell you why? So there are so many reasons, actually.
Okay.
The first one is... So the first one is the management policy. Because if you go to organizations, right? I already make mention of the fact that most Gen Z don't see, they don't see a reason why they're working in a space where, where you can actually make it remote. Like, make it make sense to me. Where we are always...
Please don't use that term again. What's making it make sense?
I like the way it sounds. The way it sounds.
Go ahead.
So, why are we always coming to, a particular place every time? When, the kind of work we do is something that you can literally
hybrid
do
options.
anywhere. Exactly. That's one part that a lot of employers, a lot of, older generation have an issue with. They see it as, you're not working. They see it as you being lazy. And another thing is setting boundaries, right? I am one of those persons that if you employ me for this task, I want to stick to it.
We don't want to pivot and do something else.
So it's a different thing. Again, it depends on the kind of organization you're in. If it's somewhere where you know that whatever you do, you're definitely going to be appreciated, it's going to be seen, and all of those things. Not a place where it is just probably more work and probably less talk, or less, kudos, I see what you're doing, and less incentives. Do you get what I'm saying? If all of those things are not seen, how do you think the person wants to be appreciative?
Encouragement.
Yes.
Like Okiki would say, smush money.
Much more. So yeah, all of
Yes,
these
you have
things are
mentioned
added.
that work structures and the environment can be one of the reasons that
Yeah.
Gen Zs move up and down in that sense. But honestly, let's look at it more holistically. I feel like some Gen Zs, in that sense, we are talking Gen Zs today,
Yeah.
some of them are not stable in certain profession, not because of the environment all the time, but because some of them have this restlessness in them that seeks to always want better opportunities. Maybe because of how inherently young we are, ambitious. We feel like there's so many things we can do with the time that we have now. So it can just be one slight inconvenience that will make you think, oh, this particular startup is not for me. I'm
Yeah.
moving on to the next. Take instances of older people that have stayed in particular professions. I know we make mockery of it, but if you go to local government areas, you go to some schools, which other organizations, maybe banks, and you will see that some of them are ancient of days. They've stayed with that organization
For a
through
long
thin
time.
and thin,
Yeah.
thick and thin rather. They've seen staffs leave. They've seen people come. They've seen people that they gave birth to then, like
Yeah.
maybe the workers that got pregnant have their children in the universities, and they are still committed to those places. Most of them are civil servants. Why do you think they stayed there? Do you think all the time that work structures are also convenience for them? I think what is the difference is that some people have the loyalty and the intention to actually watch something grow. But you see Gen Zs, the next greener pasture, the next better opportunity, I'm hopping onto it.
So that's it. When it comes to the older generation and during those times, first of you understand that the kind of work or the kind of job. I mean, right now we have, CVs for, people that can do content creation, whatever. I mean, before now, we didn't, there was no creation of these jobs, thanks to technology, right?
Okay.
But yeah, that's one part. Now, taking it back to the older generation, the bank, whatever, teaching, those are like the normal jobs that were happening at that time.
So I think they didn't have choice of options.
Baby, there was no, okay, sorry, say
Today,
I think I need to.
your language.
I think I need
your language today. Okay, baby, continue.
So I think one of the issues was the fact that it was more like the normal regular job. So it's either you're a businessman or you're working as a teacher or you're working as a banker or you're working as a trader. Like these are the normal jobs that they had. That's one. And another thing is they were literally on for the money. So even you will see most of the older generation, you see them say, oh, I beg, no matter how the work be, we go do them. Even when they have very funny bosses, I like to use that word, very funny bosses, they want to be there because of the money and all. But this generation, we have opportunities thanks to technology. I mean, you can see people dancing on TikTok, and they tell you that's what they do for a living.
True.
And they're making money from there.
Dollars.
Exactly. The older generation didn't have that kind of opportunity. So I'm very sure that if there was an opportunity like that, some of them would have still looked for, a way to live where they are and probably find somewhere better. Do you get what I'm saying? But we have that, we are able to afford that. That's why most people that feel like, okay, 9 to 5 is not for me. I know of, okay, two of my friends are actors, very known, popular persons. Every time that we have conversations, they will tell you that I like the fact that I'm in this path, even with all the problems, even with they having to shoot at night and all of these things. I'll be sleeping or guys working. And I will tell him, what is the difference? He said, no, your 9 to 5 can be crazy sometimes.
So structured.
Exactly. So you see now that, there's an opportunity for you to go anywhere. So if you don't want to be a 9 to 5, even with the 9 to 5, that's where it now comes to the set, boundary settings. It now comes with the whole hybrid settings.
Stuff because we really need to open up to know exactly the boundaries that Gen Zs are asking for. Because if you're supposed to be accountable to your leaders or your next line manager, how do you call those kind of things? And they are asking for reports. They're asking for certain things that the organization needs.
Yeah.
And you feel like, oh, you're stressing me, my mental health. You see buzzword of mental health being used. It's so funny. And that's what makes some people not even regard certain mental illnesses or mental health issues as very important. Because we have seen people play it light. I mean, any small things in my mental health in that office, they're so toxic. Oh my God, I can't deal here.
You're not serious.
I can't deal here. Why is she talking to me like that? Please reduce your whatever. I feel like sometimes people need to learn to know what is obtainable in a workspace. A workspace is not a family gathering or a family setup where you can be all mushy with your mom and your dad.
Right.
This is a workspace. We have a goal to achieve this, to have this revenue at the end of the year, to have this, whatever our plan is. So we have to condition ourselves to follow through with that.
Yeah.
I was going to ask something. So we've seen some statistics also show that startups in Nigeria and even the world generally, they have problems with retaining, their, what's it called now, their workforce.
Yeah.
Maybe because they're still trying to grow. A lot of things are still in the works, right?
Yeah.
It takes, many times, it's even the leader that is the visionary. What do you call that now?
Visionary.
So she's the one, or he's the one seeing how far we can go.
And because it's her,
Of course.
I mean, who else will be seeing the vision if
And
not
there
you?
are some leaders that after a few, have you not seen startups that have shut down? After
because
3-4 years,
so
even though they started with seeing a very bright vision,
So this is
some
it.
of them get discouraged.
This is it here. It is one thing to have a vision. It's another thing to fight the right team. It's another thing to know your
So,
to
let's
find
not
the
miss it.
motivating factor. I mean, there are other things when it comes to that angle. So
Great.
it is not just, I don't think people or, startups just end up because of the owner cannot, see the vision anymore. No, there are other
So we've said that
things to
Gen
that.
Z or younger people are creative, they are versatile, they're really, really good at their job if you find, because they put in hard work. They are competitive as well. They want
Yeah.
to be better than their peers,
Yes, now.
or even that particular Oga that is showing them one or two things. You want to show them that I can use computer to wipe your
Smart
family
work,
away. So because they are competitive and all, many startups actually need them to thrive in whatever they're doing.
Yeah.
But then we see the high rate of turnovers. They come today, 3 months, they're tired, they're leaving, they feel like the structure isn't giving them what it should give them. So what do you think? Do you think that startups should now start concentrating on having younger people as part of their workforce, or just put it aside?
Okay, so everything that has an advantage
Has
definitely has a
disadvantage.
disadvantage.
That's
So-
how politicians do. Go ahead.
So
go ahead.
I'll start with the fact that it's important to have young people around you because of the way they think. They are innovators.
Even
they
when
think
you
very
know they are
fast.
so fluid.
That's why I said for every advantage.
Disadvantage.
Exactly. So one of the reasons why most of these startup companies, they always have like issues with the Gen Zs and all, is because most times the owner or the visionary in quote now is probably a older generation kind of person, and is bringing the
Okay.
mentality and the mindset of how work, how the workspace, work ethics, and all of these things should look like, in an office setting. Yes, and that's why they always have issues with the Gen Zs. Because again, I'll go back to what I've said earlier. Tell me why, if a particular work we are doing is something that we can actually use, and hybrid structure, why are we always coming to work every day? Do you get what I'm saying? That's like one of the many examples that a Gen Z would give. Do you get? So in a workspace or in a work environment, I feel like it's important to have young people because they are smart. Let's think to technology as well. There are lots of, there are lots of things that our older generation, even till today, I think there was a time where we were having a conversation around hospitals and all.
Okay.
And I can't remember who exactly said that, but the person was saying that in that hospital till today, they're still using, pen and paper and all of those things. Why do you have desktop to, store
Because
information?
people there cannot use Excel. and-
Exactly. So tell me how such an environment,
Yeah,
such,
we'll try.
work would strive. Do you understand? So, if you actually want to fail at your beginning level, please employ other people that are not as smart.
that's the
It is the
absolute.
truth. No,
That's
it's
the
the truth.
absolute
Maybe it's
God's
absolute,
beauty.
but it's the honest truth. It's my truth.
But let me tell you something. I've heard before that sometimes it's good to get faithful people than able people. Because many times, that person that is faithful can actually become able than getting someone who is so able but is not faithful. So you're
Sure.
saying that companies should focus on just the skills, the strength, the power and everything that they can do. If you keep having turnovers and turnover, what you're trying to build is not even going to work.
So this is it here.
Yeah.
You have to. It's just like when you're cooking soup, for example. You cannot just put only okra, and you have to put in other spicy things. You have to put in your fish, put in your seasonings, everything that will make that soup sweet, right? Now, as a visionary in quote, and you have a company that you're starting, it's important that in as much as you're looking for people that are smart with the right skills, with the right power, manpower and all of these things to do the job. It's also important that you're bringing in people that share similar, mindsets with you, that see the vision as you're seeing it, even if it might be blurry in their eyes, which is okay,
it's
right?
okay,
yeah, which is okay, right? But as far as they know where they're going to, they know where you're leading them to,
True.
then, I don't see a reason why you should be having an issue. But you have to, first of all, have the people with the right skills.
True.
Yes, because without the right skill, you're talking about faithful. My baby, do you want to have faithful people that say, oh, yes, we see you, we do it. Oh, yeah, who will do the job?
You can make them able.
You can make them able.
Yes, that's why you have training.
That is another problem that people that have, startup companies also have. It is in as much as you want to train people and you want to have people that, you cultivate, that they grow with you over time. It's important to have people that know the job. Why? Reason is because
competence over character.
Honestly speaking, I will.
You will pick competence over character.
Do you know why? See,
that means you're not looking at a long-term vision.
No, that's not it. This is how I see things here. I actually would always go for people that are qualified. I care so less about your background. I care so less about how you think. I'm more concerned about you delivering the job and getting out. That is it. I don't want to have any relationship with you. Get the job done and we are done.
Now, character is not about having relationship with you. Character is how you even go about that skill that you claim to have in the workspace.
Then this is it here. If you really don't even have, if you don't know how to go about the right skill, then how do I now call you competent?
With character, people that have good character, or at least the right kind of character, can also have the willingness to want to be competent. But you see somebody that is competent with no character, you are going nowhere.
Nigeria, by extension Africa, battles a growing youthful population, and with little, no meaningful engagement, lives a ticking time bomb on our hands. We are a blessed continent with great wealth, both in people and material. Our focus on ways remains driving conversations that affects us all. Topics in the news, social concerns, politics, leadership, governance, empowerment, resource management, conflict management, finance, SME sustainability, technological innovation, food security, health, education, brain drain, our well-being, citizenship, and much more. Our goal is to continuously drive these conversations, keep them burning at the table to effect a positive change, both for our nation and continent. Ways, what are you saying, has a secret ingredient that completes the conversation every single episode, and that ingredient is you. Our past conversations shaped our yesterday. To shape our tomorrow, we must keep talking. So, I want to hear you. Be a part of our live conversations Mondays through Fridays. And let's all have our say.
According to recent studies, 1 in 7 hiring managers will not be hiring Gen Z candidates. Apparently, they've been firing Gen Z recent graduates. They've been firing them at an all-time high rate, citing these issues: lack of initiative, unprofessional behavior, frequent lateness, disorganization, poor communication, and they're struggling to manage their workload properly.
This is absolutely so correct. That poor communication only is one I can relate with, because some people really used to think that I act older than how I look, because I can be, you know what I mean, if you get what I mean.
I don't know what you mean.
I try not to say everything like that. But poor people don't know how to talk properly. Me, I feel like even though you have all these slangs, some people, sorry,
Okay.
I guess you missed that. Some people don't know how to talk properly.
Okay.
There are certain way to communicate when you are in a professional space. That's not when I wouldn't say I have poor communication skills, and I'm not talking of communicating properly, but the right usage of words in different settings. Do you understand? Laziness, lateness. Why should you tell them that? Do you know what? Honestly, and you want to work in a place. So back to our character and competence thing. You were still arguing, but I want you to see my point. So I'm going to take my point again. Now, competence is important because when we have the right skills, then we are going far and we are going ahead with what we want to achieve. But you see that even if you have all the competent team members with no character, you will not go any far. And if I was supposed to choose or place them in hierarchy or priority, I would put character over competence. Do you know why? Because character also comes with willingness to learn. Character also comes with passion to improve. Do you know character is also when you are passionate about upskilling? That's also a good character. Do you understand? I might not know everything now in that job space. They even tell us many times that people that apply for certain jobs, they would have put a lot of eligibility criteria. They'll tell you do this, do that. Many times we get to hear that some of them learn this on the job. They don't know, maybe they know maybe 40% of it. So you can see that if we're using competence for them, they're probably not 100% competent. Right? But they could be people that are willing to learn. I really want to work with somebody that has passion to learn. You can go higher that way than somebody who thinks, oh, I know this, I've done this project, I have this in my name, with no character. That organization is about to go down the drain.
Okay. Can I talk now?
Please go ahead.
So in as much as I get your point, and of course it's valid, so I think I'll just come to a conclusion that it's important that, I mean, for every time you're going for competency, right, it's important that these persons also have like the right character. Now, this is what I was trying to say earlier before we went on the break.
Okay.
I would not consider you competent if you don't have the right character to do the job. Because you can only be competent when you have the right character to do the job. It's a different thing where, okay, I'm saying, oh, I want you to do this for me, do this, do this, do this, and you're telling me, oh, okay, I'll get it done. That's it. But when I'm giving you a job and you just do it the way you like, even the way you respond to me, I will not consider you the right fit for the job. To me, that person is not competent. But you're competent when you do the right thing at the right time. You have the right characteristics to ensure that that particular job given to you is well done. That's what I am saying. So I think now we have come. That's it. That's how it should be. That's how it should be, Oluchi.
Yeah, I get it. But there are sometimes that there are some competent people, very skillful at their job. They know the A to Z of how this thing runs. But sometimes, maybe because they've always said it many times, that people who are very knowledgeable have the tendency to be proud. It's just a normal thing, right? And sometimes it's even a subconscious thing. You're not agreeing with me, but it's normal. No, just take a look. Look at even your class. I mean, when you were in school, secondary, university, check out people that were highly intelligent. Many times, if you want to have like a very brief conversation with them, because they feel like, oh, I need to read or do something else, they can be so dismissive. And sometimes they don't even mean to be dismissed. I'm just giving a very shallow example to explain how knowledgeable people have the tendency to be proud. So pride is not the kind of character you need in a workplace to grow. So that's why people who are competent have to do the extra to ensure that their character will not be tainted, because they have more capacity than, see, somebody that is humble or doesn't even know what to do. Why do you want to be proud? You don't know anything, you want to be proud. You don't know how to use Excel, you want to be proud. You'll be humble to learn. But when you now learn it and you are very good, will you still have that humility in the workplace, you know, to also want to show that you're willing to learn many times? So let's move the conversation to something else.
I wanted to say something, right? Okay. I feel like this whole character thing, and you know, before we started having this conversation after the break, there's the video we watched where the lady was talking about lateness and all of these things. In as much as we have somehow just glued it to it's a Gen Z thing, I somehow want to differ because because I mean, I feel like it's a personal thing for you to
it's not an age group thing.
Yeah, because I mean, me personally, I'm a punctual person. If we are to have something by 2, I'll be there by 1. Like, it's something that I've grown to, you know, learn and something. So I don't think it's like basically like a Gen Z thing. I would seriously, I think it's more like a personal thing. Like, that's how I see it.
I think I will agree with you in that essence, because sometimes we generalize problems based on structures and groups, and I've always said it before that many times our problems are individualistic, but statistics still doesn't lie. If you carry out your survey, maybe we should do this survey after this show. If you carry out your survey and go check out number of people that are late, that are lazy, that are indisciplined, you will find out that many of them fall under that age group of Gen Zs. It might not be every Gen Z, definitely, because I didn't come late to work today. I think so.
Listen, I never go late to wherever I'm going to.
So now let's talk about how, you know, harmony can happen between the Gen Zs and the older generation. So sometimes there are some certain workplaces, for example, people who go to intern or volunteer in some known organization. I've told you before that they used to have loyal staff members. So you can go and intern and your direct line manager is almost like your father's age mate, right? And that person is who you're supposed to be responding to directly. He's supposed to teach you and you're supposed to learn. And you're probably a 300 level student who they've sent on this mission. But sometimes I know we can easily blame Gen Zs and say, these people are lazy, they don't know how to talk. Why are you talking like this? Are you not trained from the house? But how do you think we can actually achieve harmony? Because we cannot throw away the fact that some older people do not respect themselves. And that thing really, it pains me a lot. You know why it pains me?
Tell me.
Because I can't talk back at you.
Are you sure?
Yes, it pains me because I don't want what you are doing to now be the reason I'll be disrespectful to people I have placed honor on. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? So I hate it. I've come across some older people that they don't talk in the right way. And sometimes I'm like, why? I thought you were supposed to be the wise one. Why are you speaking in this manner to me?
No.
That's so true.
So this is it here. I will start by I'll start by saying this. I remember somebody
Thank God my parents did not train me as a rude girl.
Be coming down.
Go ahead.
I remember someone has said this to my hearing, and this is it here. We look at ourselves and say, this person no really get sense. Permit me to use that. This person no really get sense.
True.
This person no really get sense will eventually grow old. People that you say are idiots and the likes, they grow old. Exactly. So, honestly speaking, first off, I try as much as possible to not really, I really do not, let me put it in the probably a Gen Z way, I know they really reason people like that. For real.
Rate them.
Yeah, I really don't rate people like that. I just give them benefit of the doubt, right? Be it older, be it younger. I allow you just do your thing. So, the day you fumble. I will not be pissed at it because I feel like it's something that I already know. Again, it's human nature. Do you get what I'm saying? Yeah.
Somewhere in your head, you have permitted the
exactly
error to happen.
It can happen. If it happens, fine. If it doesn't, we keep it moving, right? So when I see other people, do certain things, whether in the work environment, wherever it is, I just intend to look at it that it's one of those things. They say people that don't have sex grow old, so.
You know, one thing I want to say is that older people or older generation that have the privilege to train interns that are Gen Zs in their organization, please, that they are not your office assistants. I think campaign. They're not your office assistant. Should they once in a while help run errands and all of that?
Yeah.
Yes, why not? You can. Person can be your father. But because a consistent thing where I'm not even able to learn what I have come for. You are going to see that real Gen Z character eventually come up one day. They might try to pretend 1, 2, 3 days just because I want to fit in here. I don't want to be seen as an odd one. But I'm coming here and you're not teaching me. The only thing you send me to do is, let me buy rice, 200, spaghetti, 500, 2 meats, 1 egg. Help me submit this. And I want to really learn how bookkeeping works, how accounting works, how record works. You're not teaching me any of that. And also, I think that older people as well, I'm taking the side of Gen Zs now, they should really accept and agree that these younger people sometimes are more skillful. Now,
it's not sometimes, they are skillful, thanks to
Let
technology.
me use sometimes. I'm never absolute because I like to be flexible.
There are some things that they are just factual.
Nah. You'll be shocked that there are some older people that are still more, So I'm saying some older people, right? Okay. Some younger people are more skillful than them in this workspaces. Or let me not even use skillful. Let me use creative. right? There
Creative
could be
work.
a way that things have been done in this organization before. You don't have to be rigid. You don't have to put yourself in a box. That's how we do it here.
That is the problem of older people. Like, that is the main problem. Those people are never flexible. Like, that's the beginning. That's why we are having all this conversation.
They will
Should
tell
I go
you
do?
your
No.
people.
So this is it
Yeah, go
here.
ahead.
Of course, we get older. I mean, which is normal, nature, yeah. But that's why it's also very good. See, if you're a very flexible person, when an older person comes, right, you want to learn from this person. Oh yeah, I mean, I've had elder people want to learn the same. A perfect example is ROMD. Yes, the way that man blends with, with the younger people, you would actually think he's our age mate.
True.
Do you understand what I'm saying? Let's talk about the way he dresses, the way he speaks, everything. I'm very sure he knows all the slangs, even better than I do, because he has put himself in that category where he wants to learn, he wants to picture things the way, a young person is seeing things. Not all that normal mentality of what an older person can see. If you climb tree or a climb mango tree, you not see. Please.
Oh my God, that probably is to annoy me to go now. Because sometimes I'm like, you're actually not seeing anything.
I swear.
But on a serious note, I think in workspaces, we need to have that perfect harmony of different age group. Older people have that tenacity to stay through a particular project. They've seen different times and seasons in their organization, times where the revenue was blooming, times when it wasn't. So they have that tenacity and character to actually stay through, right? And they are needed in organizations. We can't throw it away. While the Gen Zs are creative, they are versatile, they have new ways to achieve things. If you check out some old brands in maybe 2000, 2005, when social media wasn't really rampant, you can see some of them coming back now to have some social media handles, right? Because they want to put out these things there. Guess who are the people handling it?
Was it Regina Mom or which person? Irasta Mom came out on TikTok to say that every other mom should come on TikTok, that since she came on board, it has been helping her. Yeah.
So they should be willing to work together with them. Whilst the Gen Z are learning certain character, integrity, passion, some wisdom from them, the older people can as well learn creativity and versatility with them. So it's not about just classifying one age group as demons, toxic, and all of that. So as we begin to wrap up the show, I want us to address a certain concern that is very prevalent today. We see how people are using social media to come rant about their jobs. If you check on TikTok very precisely now, you'll see that there are a lot of work. I know that workplaces are trying to put their content out there, but we see some also work-related content that doesn't seem to put the workers or that company in a good light. And that's one of the problems that people have with Gen Zs. I mean, you could even be shooting a video and your work logo or whatever, their brand display is there, and you're ranting that, oh my God, this place is so toxic. How do you think the world is going to see that particular organization? Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yes,
so how do you
I
think
get it.
Gen Z should use social media to promote the right things about their workspace? Even if they do not agree, do you think it's right for them to come on social media and rant about their workplaces?
Okay, so I don't know. I mean, I cannot tell anybody what is right and what is wrong. Honestly, I feel like we know what is right for us and what is wrong. But what I would say is, for you coming out on social media to talk about your company, that, the place is toxic and all of these things, I don't think there's a need to. Now, it's I mean, I get it that you want to pass information to also, tell other persons.
Don't come
when
here.
you see, that's the problem. So because of you are privileged to work in a particular place, doesn't mean you have to bring it down. You get what I'm saying?
True.
If a particular place is toxic, if the environment is not conducive for you, it is okay to leave. But if you want to come on social media to rant without calling the name of the company. Yes, because, I mean, it will definitely backfire. It's either they can literally give you like a lawsuit, or, I mean, other companies, when they see that video, of course, they will not employ. I'm not going to employ somebody that's going to come.
Very true.
Exactly, they will not employ
People
you.
don't remember that social media never forgets. You can think that you're getting away with certain things you're putting on the media, but when you need to get into places, they will bring that up for you. So this is
simple.
the much that we can take. Very interesting conversation. Team Gen Z, team in between. All right, so after all this, is Gen Z really changing the workplace for the better? Or are we just struggling to adjust? Maybe a bit of both. Either way, one thing is clear. Work will never remain the same again. And this is the most we can take. Thank you for joining us. Ensure to subscribe and catch you again tomorrow, same time, same station. Bye.
Hello, you. Yes, you. This is Usayome Sale from Ways Primetime. Now, we appreciate your continued support for watching our content, following us across all our social media. But we've noticed, for those of you watching us on YouTube, 88.5% of you who watch our content aren't subscribed to our channel. Why? Now, if you are enjoying our content, you enjoy our shows, and you want to stay updated on all things Ways, it's time to hit that subscribe button below. Now, subscribing isn't just for you. It's for the growth of our channel. It helps us get bigger and better. With your support, we can continue to bring even more intriguing and exciting content. How about you subscribing right now and being a part of our community?